Hello, I'm Larissa Rubijevsky with Remax Palace Verdes.
I'm Mike Bjork with First Cal Mortgage, and welcome to South Bay Market Reports.
Today we're going to be talking about how to successfully present an offer on one of the South Bay homes. Stay tuned. So you made all this hard work looking at tons of properties, figuring out your budget, your resources, your terms, and you found the dream home. Now, here's when most of the work starts. You really have to be prepared and make sure that your agent does a lot of work before you even sit down and start signing the paperwork. Number one, investigate. Find out what type of history the property has, how many days on the market they've been, what is the seller's situation, how long of an escrow period they would prefer, what services they would like to use. And you need to make sure that you give something to the sellers no matter of choice. Services, quite important. You need to find out the situation, where they're moving to. Are there any liens against the property that you should be concerned on? So this is all pre-foot work that you really have to put some time and effort to. Now, getting pre-qualified is another extremely important thing. Not only you have to talk to Mike or somebody is really reputable out there and shop about the prices and terms and conditions of the loan, you also have to differentiate between where you're at in terms of your pre-approval. You can be pre-approved and pre-qualified, right?
Yeah,
so what is the difference?
The difference is pre-qualifications, everything's done over the phone. It's very verbal verification, but nothing's been verified. So by doing a pre-approval, basically your letter by stating pre-approved will be more weight in gold, because now we've already gone through your tax returns, we've gone through your pay stubs, we've gone through your bank statements, we verified the information before we wrote your letter for pre-approval.
And by the way, along with the pre-approval letter, which will be much more preferable than just pre-qual letter, you have to show them the proof of your funds. You need to have enough asset to put the down payment together and to accumulate for the closing costs as well. So make sure that you have enough money to show them. Plus, you have to come up with a copy of the check of the earnest money deposit. Quite important, so sellers know that yes, you're a real person and they can start trusting you. Now, one of the biggest criteria right now in terms of presenting the offer the right way is the days on the market. The longer the property stays, and right now in South Bay, in general, we have a time period between a month and 3 months for the property to get sold. The longer it stays, hopefully the softer the price might be. So figure out this part as well. Now, in terms of you being prepared to bring something to the table, like terms that the seller would like. Again, make sure that your agent not only gather all this information, she or him also would rather present the offer in person to the seller and his agent. I think this is something quite important because you need to trigger that little emotion and make the seller kind of liking you, making them more personable to you. So I think all these little details are quite important, so make sure that you discuss that ahead of time with your agent and make sure that you have a good strategy. Contingency period is another thing that people like to have in escrow. Would be, again, subject to Mike or the seller's position on that. Sometimes loans are approved.
Yeah, pre-approved. So once we get the pre-approval, we already have most of your documentation up front. So by just updating that information, we can actually basically close you a much quicker time frame. Now, you want to make sure the lender you're utilizing can do it in a quicker time frame, because there are large lenders out there that are very time consuming and they don't have the capacity to be able to do a loan in a quick time frame, and that can be used against you in your negotiating power.
Right. Usually contingency for a loan and appraisal between 17 and 25 days, depending on the condition and the loan type. We can shorten this up for you, thus to make the offer much stronger and more desirable. Price is very individual. Again, you have to do a lot of statistical work right there to make sure that you study the market, study the comps, make sure that you are not in disbalance with what you offer. Not to insult the seller, because you really would like to keep a really nice balanced relationship with that, at least for the first phase. Now, presenting an offer is a very thorough and very hard process, if you can see. So just be prepared. If you have any questions, you always call us and we'll be guiding you through. It would be non-obligatory. We just want to help you. I'm Larissa with RE/MAX Palos Verdes.
And I'm Mike Bjork with First Cal Mortgage. And if you're on our site, please go ahead and subscribe, get your updates.
Thanks for joining us today.